This video is brought to you by 3, bringing you 4G at no extra cost and some exclusive deals over at btech.com.
Hey guys, welcome to btech. It is Basil here with the Sony Xperia Z2 Tablet and the Nokia Lumia 2520, comparing both of these flagship tablets for you. The Sony Xperia Z2 Tablet was announced at MWC 2014. Full HD, obviously, 10.1-inch panel, waterproof being an Xperia device. It also has stereo front-facing speakers, is incredibly skinny at just 6.4 millimeters and weighs a stonking 439 grams, which is hardly anything. The Lumia 2520 won't be outdone too quickly because it has Nokia's Lumia design for starters. It's also got LTE connectivity at the same price point as the Wi-Fi variant of Sony's tablet, and it has full office functionality, not to mention a significantly better camera as well. So let's start off by telling you about that design and putting them up side by side. You can see the Lumia is thicker, much thicker, and it's also heavier. For multimedia, we definitely want to be holding the Sony Xperia Z2 tablet for longer durations. It makes it better for ebooks, better for movies, better for anything that you're going to be holding it for a long time. As far as key ports go, on the right hand side, no buttons or ports. Like we said, front facing speakers on the front. At the base, you've got a magnetic dock connector and a 3.5mm headphone jack, power button and volume rocker. On the top is a slot underneath which sits a micro SD card slot, a micro SIM tray if you've got the Wi-Fi 3G variant, and obviously you've got a micro SD card slot for expandability. There's 16 gig on here as standard. Infrared blaster, noise cancelling, headphones, and that is that. Flipping it round, you've got that 8 megapixel rear facing camera and an NFC contact point. So yeah, the design is really winning on this thing, and it's the only waterproof option on the scene in our opinion. The Nokia Lumia 2520 looks Lumia, available in a range of colours. At the base is a proprietary connected to the keyboard dock, which we'll bring into frame later. On the right hand side, micro USB 3 port, micro HDMI. Up at the top, some really exciting stuff. Not the volume rocker and power button, oh no, it is the micro SIM eject tray and micro SD card slot. It's exciting because £399 gets you an LTE tablet. Great value for money. 3.5mm jack to the left, as well as a proprietary charger and a 6.7 megapixel rear facing camera with an f1.9 lens, making this a stonking sharp shooter, significantly better than the Sony Xperia Z2 tablet. As far as the screens go, both very bright, both very comparable, really good full HD panels. They don't really warrant dwelling upon. Great outdoor viewability, 600 nits on the Lumia. So yeah, brilliant panels. User interface wise, you've got Android on the Sony Xperia Z2 tablet. Sony's made Android better. So if we, for example, turn it off, we can double tap to wake it, like with LG and Nokia phones, for example. And you've also got some improved customization settings. So you've got easy to swap out themes, improved connectivity options. This thing supports DualShock 3 playback. They've got a redrawn home menu system, and you can organize apps more easily. Generally, we love what Sony does with Android. We have to say, as far as the apps go, they're not quite as refined as iOS, but they are definitely getting there. And the applications, in particular regarding gaming and video, are totally on point. The Lumia 2521 runs Windows RT, and this is more of a hit and miss affair. It's a hit because you've got full Microsoft Office. Now, Android still hasn't got an Office suite we'd really use in replacing full Office. So this is brilliant, especially when coupled with the keyboard dock, which we will very quickly pull into frame. You can see fantastic keyboard dock here, which we can slot the tablet into, and it acts as a folio case as well, protecting your tablet, and it's a very powerful magnet, which you can swipe up, and it's not going to give you any issues in terms of falling apart. Really simple to use, quick to type on. We can see right here we've got a Word document open, and we can just very quickly type. This is a test, super quick, super simple. We love this thing. In fact, we've written a fair few reviews on this, and not to mention the review of the dock itself. Make sure you head over to btech.com to actually check that out when you get a chance. So suffice to say, as far as productivity goes, Nokia really does win out here. Multimedia isn't terrible on here either. You do have applications like Netflix, iPlayer. You can stream from websites as well, though there isn't going to be strong support for Flash or various things that you might be used to from full Windows 8.1 experience or Windows 7 if you've come from that. Generally, therefore, great for productivity, okay for media playback, terrible for gaming, unfortunately. If we bring both of the devices back into frame as well, you'll see Android and Windows 8.1, sorry, has a very different interface to Windows that you're probably used to. There is a desktop that you can access, and if we minimize all our applications you can see that, but it's very fiddly, and you don't want to be double tapping, especially like finding things like little X's in the top right hand corner that you might miss quite easily. So Android is significantly better optimized for finger use. As far as cameras go, the 8.8 megapixel camera on the Sony doesn't even warrant talking about. It really is, unfortunately, that poor. Both record full HD video, but the experience on the Lumia 2520 is just brilliant by comparison. So we'll just quickly demonstrate the Nokia camera app for you to show you what it can do and why it totally shows up the Sony Xperia Z2. You can, for example, manual focus locking on the closest focal point in order to get a decent macro shot. You can manually adjust the white balance, so we can get it to give you the exact white balance of what we're seeing, and we can we can zoom in so that we can find the absolute closest focal point, which we will get on here, making for, we think you will agree, a really decent macro shot, considering you've just taken this really quickly on a tablet. So significantly better than the Sony Xperia Z2. That's pretty much the only thing it can do better in terms of multimedia though. For magazines, for pretty much everything else, the Xperia Z2 tablet wins out. Connectivity wise though, it doesn't. While it does have an infrared blaster and does have a 4G model available, that's £499 for the 16 gig variant, as opposed to the 32 gig variant of the Lumia 2520, costing no more than £399. So we definitely recommend the Lumia 2520 with a keyboard dock for anyone who needs to be connected on the go at any given time. Whereas the Sony Xperia Z2 tablet wins out if you want your tablet for enjoyment exclusively, and you'll enjoy pretty much everything about it, to the design, through to games, and indeed reading and watching movies, etc. If you've got any questions about either of these tablets, please ping them in the comments section below. If you like the video, make sure you click the like button, and if you like the channel in general, make sure you subscribe and head over to btect.com. Over there you can find the latest in smartphones, tablets, smart gadgets, not to mention some awesome deals as well.
At the top of the screen is where you can find 3 hand-picked videos for your viewing pleasure. On the left is where you can subscribe, and on the right hand side you can find some exclusive deals if you head over to btect.com.